Everyone, today we are learning about algebraic fractions. So we're going to look at how we connect regular fractions into what's called an algebraic fraction, and we look at how can we do our four operations, so addition, subtraction, multiplication and division with algebraic fractions. So firstly we're going to look at a regular fraction. So we've got 5 over 4 plus 2 over 3. So the way we would have learnt probably around grade 7 is that if we want to add fractions together we need to have a common denominator. So if we've got a denominator of 4 and a denominator of 3, our lowest common denominator would be 12. So in order to get the 5 quarters to be 12ths, we need to multiply by 3 over 3. To get our 2/3 and 12ths, we're going to need to multiply by 4 over 4. So we'll end up with 15 on 12 plus 8 on 12. We can now combine our denominators. Giving us 23 on 12, or 1 on 11 twelfths. What if we have a pronumeral in our numerator? So we've got an x over 2, x over 3. Once again, same process. Lowest common denominator is going to be 2 lots of 3, so 6. So multiplying by 3 on 3, multiplying by 2 on 2. We end up with 3x on 6 plus 2x on 6. Bring them together, 3x and 2x is 5x on 6, or if we want to write as a coefficient, 5/6 of x. Next up, we're going to actually start introducing some algebra into our denominator. So the process we're going to use is exactly the same as the process we used when we just had regular numbers. Our denominator is x plus 3, our denominator is 2. We need to find the lowest common denominator, which using our cross multiplication is our best way. So this side I'm going to multiply by 2 on 2. This side I'm going to multiply by this denominator. Multiply by x plus 3 on x plus 3. This side I'm going to end up with 3 times 2 is 6 over 2 x plus 3. This side I'm going to end up with x plus 3 squared, x plus 3 times x plus 3. And then I should have the same as this side, so 2 x plus 3. Now I've got a common denominator, I can add my numerator. So given I have this constant now at the end, I can't do any cancelling of this x plus 3. I need to expand this first and see where we can go. So this is the perfect square, so I can just use my expansion by recognition. It's going to be x squared plus 2 times x times 3, so 6x plus 3 squared, which is 9, and then I'm adding 6 over 2x plus 3. My 9 and my 6 will combine into x squared plus 6x plus 15. And now we want to see, can I actually factorize that any further? So my AC is 1 times 15, which is 15. My plus B is 6. So my numbers that multiply to 15 are 1 and 15, 3 and 5, and that's really all I've got without going into fractions. So I don't have any direct methods that I can factorize that down. So we would leave it in this form and probably even expand out my denominator in expanded form. Next one, we've got 1 over x plus 3 minus 3x minus 3. Once again, we're going to use our conjugate, so or rather it's not the quadrant, the opposite denominator and cross multiply. So this side we're going to multiply by x minus 3 on x minus 3. This side we're going to multiply by x plus 3 over x plus 3. So we're going to end up with x minus 3 times 1, which is just x minus 3 on x minus 3, x plus 3, difference of two squares. So x squared minus 9 minus 3 times x plus 3 over, once again we've got a difference of two squares, so x squared minus 9. Now what we can do is combine together. So we've got x minus 3 minus 3 x plus 3. Should expand this out. So we've got minus 3 times x minus 3 times positive 3, which is plus 9 over x squared minus 9. So x minus x is minus 2x. Minus 3 plus 9 is plus 6 over x squared minus 9. Can I factorise this down? I could factorise out minus 2, or even just 2, no, we'll do minus 2. Minus 2 outside of x minus 3, which I could actually then re-expand the bottom, so it would be x plus 3, x minus 3, cancel my minus 3, so minus 2 on x plus 3. Next, we're going to look at our multiplication and division. Okay, so going back to our original numbers, we would multiply numerator, multiply denominator. 10 times 2 is 20. 9 times 5 is 45. Simplify, we'll divide our top and bottom by 5. Just to simplify, so 4 on 9. Our second one, we've now got divide. And remembering, keep, change, flip. So we're going to change our divide to a multiply. And then we're going to flip. So we'll end up with 15 on x. Here we can look at, well, we can cancel our x's. We can cancel our 5, 15 becomes 3. So 15 divided by the 5 is 3. So we're going to have 2 times 3 is 6. What about when we've got two variables? So we're going to multiply our numerator, so we have 20x over 5y. Cancel out our 5. 4x on y. Let's make it a bit more complicated. So we've got 9 times x minus 1 on x plus 3, x minus 1, x, 3x minus 7. So remember, all we need to do is multiply our numerators and denominators. So we've got 9x minus 1 over x minus 1, 3x minus 7, x plus 3. We can now cancel our x minus 1. So we're left with 9 over 3x minus 7, x plus 3. Or we can expand our denominator. Our next one, remember, going back to our keep, change, flip. So we're going to keep our first term. We're going to change to multiply and flip. So x plus 1 over x minus 7. Once again, we can cancel x plus 1, makes things nice and easy, and we're going to end up with 4 over 3x minus 5 times x minus 7. And that is our lesson on algebraic fractions.